Everyone got their phones off.
It's just
All silent.
Well,
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
Buy a new day book and I haven't brought it.
We on?
We are just trying to
Right.
get the agenda.
Lovely. Okay. Any declarations of interest? No? Cool. Good. Okay.
Only the public toilets, and that, but I don't know whether we just have a mass. That's anything.
Yeah, we won't be commenting on it.
Yeah.
Right.
What a good idea it is.
We've got no apologies because we're all here. And we've done declarations of interest.
It's not going over.
It's not working.
Has to get the white remote.
Can we carry on?
Yeah. You don't want a paper agenda of things like that.
Yeah, we're ready to get it on this. Right. Has everyone had a look at the minutes, and does anyone have any comments?
That looked all right.
Yeah, the only thing I noted, you can see it now.
Papers only.
In mind the thing on the actions. It wasn't important. So you're happy to accept the minutes?
Yeah.
Sign those in due course. Outstanding actions. There are one or two things I've noticed. I'll go through the minutes for last meeting just to check how we are on
Are
those
you able to
actions.
put them up?
We're trying.
They weren't on the papers.
Yeah, they came separately.
I might be able to find them.
A few days before, I think. Don't you normally put them on the meeting papers, don't you, the minutes?
From the previous.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've got
And
them.
then they're not on the meeting papers. I noted that.
No, they're in a. There's a. Just
Yeah.
There was a.
I mean, is that normal? You would normally put them on the meeting papers.
Yeah.
So it's just an oversight.
Yeah, it must have been.
Okay, so the first action that from the previous minutes was that to do with the kebab shop signage and the MG building shop signage, and the action was to contact Julie Anscombe for an update. Have we had anything further on that?
So there's been no reply. The kebab shop, Breckland are in discussions with the landowner
Yeah,
regarding that one. MG supplies new designs to be applied. They're currently in Breckland for approval.
that's something. So I'll keep that on for next month, and we can have a look, see what's happening. The next one was Station Street shop fronts. The town clerk was to send a letter including a copy of the legislation received from Councillor Scott to Andrew Gayton.
The enforcement was submitted on the 13th of April for that. Not had any reply.
Yeah.
What minute was that then?
That's 117.4. Because we
I haven't got there. That's a different set of minutes I've got. I'm looking at 24th of February.
that's the previous one.
are we talking about the old Chinese takeaway and the kebab shop and the empty unit?
Yeah.
All in the same, they will all belong to the same.
Yeah.
So we just said she's currently on this. She's in contact with Simon Wood and we'll follow up with them during the course of April.
Yeah. I have actually spoken to Judy about the old school, which we'll come to. So I know she's probably had back-to-back meetings about all these.
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay. And then we've got 12 Station Street. Appears to be converted into residential use. That is the Chinese takeaway.
Enforcement was submitted for that one.
Yeah,
That is actually the wrong number. It isn't number 12. It's not number 12, but I don't know what number it is, but it's not number 12.
You're not.
Number 12 is on the other side. You're right.
That is
The other side.
that is the one that's going to be made into residential, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It isn't the old Chinese.
So when we searched for it, that's what came up.
So, yeah. Well, that is wrong, actually. Yeah.
Under
I can tell you,
Chinese-
it's definitely wrong. It's about numbers, the number 7 or 9 or something like that. I wouldn't know.
The evens are on the
Yeah.
left-hand side, aren't they? Which is
Yeah.
not usual.
Yeah.
It's recently been a hairdresser's, hasn't it? That's the,
Well, it
that's the one.
says previously operating as a Chinese takeaway. That's the one that was.
That's the one we were talking about, and as I
Yeah.
say, that's an odd number, so it's definitely not number 12.
There's something
Right.
wrong there. There's.
Can we
So-
look into it?
Can you clarify that for the next meeting
Yeah.
to make sure that you have got the right number and get the response to the right number?
I draw it through
The other
my
one along there, I don't know if you got it.
That is wrong.
The one that we said about what used to be the other one that was being used, now it's a home rather than a shop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one on the, as you drive down Station Street, it's on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And it's just before that, the yard, which
Yeah.
which was the old Staines builder's yard. And recently it's been a hairdresser with one girl operating it.
Yeah, it's,
That's painted black.
that's the one they're converting, isn't it?
It was a pub.
That's the one they've asked for permission to
Yeah.
convert
Yes,
to residential,
yeah.
not the Chinese,
Yeah,
because that's the one you can't get a reply on.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, that's definitely that.
and that one that we know about, that they're applying for residential use, we haven't got a problem with that.
We
support that.
We
Yes.
support that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the old Chinese restaurant, that's the one we want to know.
What the
Yeah,
Yeah.
condition is, or what the specification is on it.
yeah, so it's that one. This is incorrect, I think, here, queried whether the appropriate planning permission has been obtained for this change of
Or
use.
Change of use,
That-
yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was a
Being
shop,
used,
it was
yeah.
a shop or a
Yeah.
takeaway, and there it's being used as a residence rather than
Right.
a shop.
Okay, so are we clear on
Yeah.
that? That, yeah, that's what we want to know.
Okay, I'll look into
what-
it. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure when we
Yeah,
look
good.
into it.
When we had
Oh.
that application, we did have the details of the frontage as it is
Yeah.
now, and that was definitely that one on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's
So
definitely not,
therefore-
there's two, you're
Yeah,
talking about two
frontage,
separate
yeah.
different
Yeah.
properties.
Because it's next to the grill.
That's the one that we know about, that they've applied for residential use.
Oh, this is
That's
not.
opposite there,
Oh, opposite.
Yeah.
Right.
more or less. There's a little, what was a Chinese.
Yeah.
restaurant.
Chinese takeaway.
You've got the
um,
two,
It
there's
is
two
that
shops virtually
Yeah.
side by side, and one of them was where brother had his pine shop at one time, and then you had the Chinese next door to it. And the other one's empty at the moment, I believe.
Kebab shop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Big Sandler had one of those, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
They're in bad condition.
Yeah, and actually, if we need to look at this next month, we could have a discussion about whether to ask Bretland to take action against the owners. I know there's an issue at the moment,
Yeah.
isn't there, with a legal issue with the ownership, but there is action we can ask Bretland to pursue
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
the property work done to the front to improve the look of it. So I'll make a note of that for next time.
Yeah, that gives such a bad impression when
Yeah.
you drive into town, that scrub
Oh,
area.
that whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Horrible. That.
Yeah,
After you see some nice houses
yeah,
yeah.
along there, and then
And there is a section when we talk about the old school, but there's a section 215 notice that can be issued to the owners because of its effect on the amenity
oh,
of,
right.
of the immediate area. And that might be something we can talk to Bretland about. But we'll see what comes back from checking the numbers first. And then we've got the 61 marketplace. Have we got that on our
It's on the
agenda
agenda.
anyway? So we'll come back to that one. And the station, the accommodation in the back of the car park at the station pub. We asked to contact enforcement because of it looks like they're contravening the terms of their planning permission and actually using the accommodation instead of holiday accommodation. They're using it
Yeah.
for long-term accommodation. Have we had any response to that?
No, that was submitted on the 13th of April, so.
And they've accepted it, so they're looking into it.
Right. Yeah, great. Well, that's all we can ask for. And then there was Bears Lane, the land to the north of Bears Lane. We'd noted there was a lot more activity on there and caravans on there. And that was another one to contact enforcement. We're fed up with us now.
That was submitted on the 14th,
Yeah,
and accepted.
right. So that's all we need to know at the moment. And then the last one, I think, was the SEND school to contact enforcement about the conditions on removing the hedge and replacing it. Have we had any?
That was submitted on the 14th.
Yeah.
It's been
Okay.
accepted.
I think it takes some time.
Open date on that, yeah.
but you're on the ball.
Yes.
They say it's going to be opened in the spring.
You're giving too much pressure.
Yeah.
Aren't we?
I've got that opened in.
It was open already. Yeah.
Is it open?
Yeah,
It looks, yeah, it's open.
You know what?
Last week, I think it was.
What amazes me is the amount of cars in the car park there.
Yes.
Yeah.
House
Considering
park
the
house.
pupil.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taxi and
Well,
that.
better, aren't they, from Great Yarmouth?
Yeah. Right. The other thing on ongoing actions is the old school. And I've spoken to Judy this morning just to get an update. And she has had long discussions. Bretland are still talking to the developers. So it is ongoing. And she will be doing a report at the next town council meeting. So I know it's, you want to get things done, but
As I noted, the planning
Yeah.
Exactly.
application,
Yeah.
consent has expired.
Yeah.
It
Well-
expired on the 8th of January.
yeah,
And then they were saying they wanted to amend the conditions. Well, you can't amend conditions of something
expired.
that don't exist.
well, I think suffice to say that there will be a report, and I think once we've had that report, we can consider it further.
Yeah.
Because I recognise, when you read the stuff about the actions that can be taken with, I'm thinking, we contact English Heritage and get them to help with it, which they say they can. But if there are ongoing, if there's a dialogue still going on with the developer, I don't think it would necessarily be helpful at the moment to hit them over the head.
Although
If they've got if the planning's run out on it, if they could ask for an extension,
Yeah,
and then that. But I'd rather them do that, because otherwise, if you've got to go through a complete renewal of planning again,
Yeah.
you could be another 6 months down the road.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah, we need to work with them, don't we, to
yeah,
see this thing.
yeah.
come
I
to
think it would,
fruition, basically.
yeah, it would be different if there was silence
Yeah.
and the planning permission had
I-
expired and,
I find it difficult to understand why they let it expire.
yeah,
Without doing anything, because it was the traffic order, wasn't it?
yeah,
That they were getting held up on,
yeah,
because Julie used to report back on that,
yeah,
because they need it for Whitsands Road.
yeah,
But that's a risk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it could be objected to
yeah,
and fail.
yeah,
And therefore you can't do the development. So
Yeah.
they need something a bit more robust
yeah,
in future if they bring it back again.
yeah. Well, we'll see what Judy's report says and
Yeah.
we can follow it
I
up
think
from
at least stay at the moment until you see that report.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Right, I think that's yeah, okay. So if we move on to,
I just,
yeah,
I did find the minutes,
Yeah.
literally, they were sent out on the 14th of April.
yeah. But they should normally be with.
Yeah,
the
it would be
papers,
helpful.
and you
Yeah.
could, yeah, they
Mine,
will normally be with
had
it.
to trawl through.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got no members of the public.
No.
No, we'll move swiftly on. Had no non-member councillors issues, so we'll move on to notification of late decisions stroke information from Breckland. There was only one that I noted, and that is 131.3. This is a discharge of condition 8 and 13 on
Yeah.
the Spinners Lane garage. I just had a look through that, although it's listed as information only for us. I did have a look at it, and the condition 8 is they must provide an on-site parking plan, and they've done that, no problem, you know, to show that they've got storage areas when they start work. Condition 13 is about the contamination of the site.
Yeah.
And they've put a plan in, but I did notice in the covering letter, they're asking for an alteration to the wording of part C of condition 13.
Right.
And I read that as that they want that part of the planning mission to mean that if they carry out the demolition and site cleaning part of it, then they want it to be that their planning permission has started.
That's what I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, the plan was to completely demolish the site.
Yeah,
And then
they
do
have
the
to,
decontamination.
Because they can't
afterwards.
do the well, they can't even investigate, can they?
no,
Some of it
But
without
there-
doing the demo.
There's petrol tanks there as well,
Yeah.
where you speak,
so
underground petrol tanks, so they've got to sort them out first.
yeah, but is it, do we, to me, that there's a question there, why, is there an issue, if they get what they want to change the wording, that means they could demolish the site and to carry out the work, that
Yeah,
work,
Yeah,
and then they could leave the site
Could be,
empty.
yeah,
But is that a problem? Is it better to have the site empty, cleared and tidy than it is to have
would
it
it be
how it
cleared
is
and
now?
tidy? They just do the demolition and don't carry out the contam investigation or remedial work.
And
They could do that, couldn't they?
Yeah,
Once they flatten it, they can go away.
Yeah,
That'd be inspected, that'd be, the building inspector will check each section as they go through, won't they, Les?
yeah.
So they won't be able to get away with anything.
But
Well,
do
I-
we, I mean, if we see that as a problem,
I can't.
if we perceive a problem that if they
I-
demolished the site and left it in a
Yeah.
mess,
I
is
think
that
they
something
could.
we need to
They
comment on?
force, these companies, they disappear like that. And then who do you go after? They do, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas at the moment, the fact that if they cleared the site under the terms at the moment and didn't start building work, then their planning permission can still lapse, can't it?
Yeah.
They could
Which is an incentive for them to get on
get
with
on with
I
it.
think. I mean,
Yeah.
do we see that as a problem?
I can't see a problem either way, really.
I'd rather see that site developed. We've got too many of these
Yeah,
sites around the town.
yeah.
Yeah,
people
We can
with
implement
no
that.
action.
I think
We should
it's got
encourage
more-
what they want to do.
Yeah. it's got
So
more
are we
pros.
quite happy to
Say yes.
acknowledge, we don't have to do anything,
No.
that they've sent it for information.
I would have thought the officers know
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
right,
Right.
deal with that and safeguard it, don't they?
Okay,
Get on with it, that's what I say.
Yeah,
okay. Does anyone have any other comments on those listed? We did no objections to most of them.
Well, 131.1,
Yeah,
that work has already been completed and the unit is ready to be occupied.
yeah,
So whatever happens there, that's too late.
okay. If we move on to planning applications, we've only got the 132.1, and that's our own public toilet application, which I think we all agree that we would make no comment on this as we've got a vested interest.
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so would that go down as a no comment? That we wouldn't put no objection, would we? Because that would be.
No,
Okay.
just put
We
no
just-
comment.
Yeah,
STC application.
yeah, okay. So, one,
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, go back.
Yeah.
Some people might misconstrue that.
right,
I think Bob would take that we haven't wholeheartedly supported it. We ought to make it clear that we have an interest
yes, so,
and therefore we cannot comment.
yeah, that's a good point, actually, that would be,
Yeah,
be clearer, wouldn't it?
Yep.
So what
Yeah.
would the wording of that be? No comment as we have a,
Sutton Town Council to declare an interest in this
Yeah.
application, therefore no comment can be made.
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
Happy
that's
with
right.
that? Yeah,
That's
good point, John. Right, so 134/26. 61 Marketplace. This was an action we asked. This is the Domino's site where, as far as we're aware, they haven't submitted a noise plan, which is one of the conditions. And you've written to them and got a response, haven't you, the planners?
Yes.
Which that's in our meeting notes, and it basically says, oh, you've got it up there, well done.
Yeah.
Their application to discharge the condition was not valid, so they're now waiting for them to resubmit it. I suppose you could be cynical and think that they're trying to kick it down the road. And I guess Breckland possibly think that as well, because they've said if there are concerns that the condition is not being complied with in the meantime, these can be raised with the council's enforcement team. So that brings us back to the question, I mean, have we had a problem? And the only person who's going to say that if they've got a problem is the resident
Yeah.
in there who is an employee. And
It's not likely to complain.
and it's not like any of us are in there.
Yeah.
It's a great hullabaloo. And I think the main thing we like was the bins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Get away with that one.
We do. And there's certain conditions they have to meet under the regulations, saying about noise, you know, and that was spread through the floor, and they have to put soundproofing and this sort of thing in it. And obviously, I assume they've met all the fire conditions as well. You know, alarms and all that. Because if it's a residence, it's a lot different to it being just a storeroom or whatever.
The sound one, the acoustic one is
But
the key thing.
If you wanted to do that in your house, you would have to put soundproofing between the floors and that sort of thing.
Yeah, this is a unique situation because normally the upstairs would be let to a tenant
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with the business downstairs.
and could be in the future.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
yeah.
In the future, there's no reason why they couldn't move it away from this being an employee to just a general bod.
Should we write back, because we don't know, as far as we're aware, there haven't been any complaints, have there, about the noise?
No.
But the reason why we want to ensure it is because of future residents.
Yes, it could be split at some time, couldn't it?
Yeah, so should we respond to this and insist that they make sure that this condition 2 is complied with?
Well, yeah.
But I've had people at Crandallgate, you know what Crandallgate is?
Yeah.
I've had them, they're not about the flat, but moaning about the noise of the motorcycle, all hours going in and out and that sort of thing.
So, and that is part of the condition, isn't it? They're supposed to do a report
Yeah.
that.
I believe they did actually. I think there was quite a lot of information on that. And they did a noise impact report.
So why
It's
is this?
design, isn't it?
Yeah,
To deal with that, to mitigate.
yeah.
Because they've
done the report.
They've done the report on the noise issue. Now it's because it's exceeding the levels that are,
Yeah,
are permitted. They have to produce this acoustic design so that it's not, it mitigates the issue. That's what's missing, that they haven't done that. And that's a
Right.
physical thing that can be easily checked
yeah.
by the enforcement officer, I would have thought.
So,
That's got to be down to them to see this through, basically, isn't it? 'Cause
yeah,
our hands are tied.
Yeah.
They won't take any notice at our level, will they?
no. So do you think then a response to this that we insist?
Yeah,
that-
I think so,
the
because there's another aspect of this. It could set a precedent.
Yeah,
Other people might think, oh, they got away with it. We'll get
Yeah.
away with it.
But could
And
we
keep going up.
put a comment in there that we asked the planning inspector to check that they are meeting the conditions of a residence?
what's to put a comment on the planning portal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
asking them to the inspector to check that they meet the requirements of the regulations about it being a residence above a shop.
does that
I don't, you probably word it better than I can.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
but actually put so we can write back to Will Hornbuckle.
Yeah.
And we can also put a comment on the planning portal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we write back to Will Hornbuckle and thank you very much. But we insist for the sake of future residents that they comply with the condition 2. And then we'll put a comment on the planning portal about it. Paul's saying that we should question whether they have complied with the legal requirements
Yeah, of a for
residential
above a
use.
shop.
Does that make sense?
Because if they don't, you know, it's in the future that could cause if
Yeah.
there's a fire or something in there like
Yeah.
that we've had in the chip shop a few years back, didn't we?
We do, yeah.
You know, if you had something like that, you know, you've got to meet that requirement, haven't you?
Well, I think that is the key thing. Is it's not the fact that the person who's living in there now hasn't complied. It's the fact that there could be somebody else in the future who then won't get the chance to.
Yeah, but he might not have complained, but it's the regulations. It doesn't meet the regulations. It's not, in my
Yeah.
mind, doesn't matter what he thinks. In my mind.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Then 13526. This is the public right of way modification order, which I asked for you to write to Highways and ask when we get signs up. And you'll note the reply that came back is that it's actually not finalised, that although we've been notified of it, there's still a 6-week period where a landowner or an interested party can still object to
Where is
the
it?
order.
Where is it?
This is a footpath that's been reclaimed to the northwest of the town, between Westacre Road and the Castleacre Road. And I was really pleased to see it, thinking, well, that's now gone through and
Yeah.
been accepted. But what actually has happened is Highways have accepted it,
Yeah,
but it doesn't become legal law until it's had a 6-week period where somebody could object to it.
this is
One-
not for
one of the big-
bypass, isn't it?
One of the big things with that is the fact that just off Westacre, it's going to be part of where the solar farm, if they get the permission, will go. And we don't want them coming along, putting solar panels across a footway or a public right of way. So we must maintain that and make sure that they do adhere to that. Because otherwise they'll just slap them on and that'll be it. We'll lose it, or they'll try and divert it or something, and
Well, these applications, we've
the
had
more
several of
objections
these,
we put into these sort of things, the better.
but it'll be that Highways won't have put this through as an order unless they were happy with it. They think there's enough evidence, etc., to
Oh, I
overcome.
hope it goes through. Yeah,
objections. Yeah.
I hope
So-
it does. But
But we've got to wait 6 weeks, or it'll be about 4 weeks now.
And then if there is an objection, she said
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah. Or if there are objections, it could go to court. Yeah, okay. So that's something I've learned. I didn't. Right. Then 13626, to consider a compound site request. So Norfolk County Council are doing footpath repairs, and they want to put
Yeah. Can I put an order?
go on.
What's this to do with planning?
Well, I think it's for the town council, isn't it? And it's more in our remit.
Assets, I would have thought.
I think they
Yeah,
need an answer quite quick.
They might have.
Yeah.
Great.
So just need to bear in mind that we've got the circus booked for a week.
But there are people not here who might, well, have something to say about it to other councillors,
What, because it
impacting the the
Yeah.
recreation.
Yeah.
ground. I can think of one.
Yeah,
Would-
well,
would
the thing is that.
very
they've
well
removed the Lego, so that's going to be open for the duration.
Yeah. That, well, if we're going to just consider it, that's one of the.
Well, they want to
because,
start in May, so perhaps
uh,
25th of May they want to begin, so
Yeah.
perhaps if we do,
yeah.
our meeting's not till 13th
Yeah.
of May,
But they say they're going to go on to it's September,
21st of August.
August, yeah, which it comes into the time when we want
Yeah.
to be setting up for the car show and that sort of thing. And really, you know, if you do get some problems on there, if that's opened up to all and not sundry to go on there, we could get some problems from you know who's at that time of year.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to have to be open all the while so they can access their equipment.
That's it.
but
The
I
Lego
don't
blocks
like
have
that.
gone, haven't they?
Wouldn't it be worth saying to them, yes, you can do it, but you have to make it a compound, a fenced in compound, and get a separate entrance to that compound, some wherever near, you know, off Haskell's Road or something, make a new entrance in there for the temporary entrance.
I don't like that. Where it's right, there's an skate park. I mean,
Yeah,
what a dumb thing to do. Kids all over the place there, and there's there's the actual older kids play park along by the side of that. I mean, this is a dumb idea.
Where would you suggest then?
Sorry?
Where would you suggest they go?
Well, and that's for
This corner.
Norfolk County Council. They could ask the landowner the other side of the road, couldn't they, for instance?
Well, when they did footway work on Haspel's Road a year or two
It's on
back,
the other side, wasn't it?
that they used that.
What's that? That little.
Yeah.
it's like
yeah,
a
hang on a
triangle,
minute,
wasn't it?
Well, and also, if you look down Greenhoe, there is a big wide verge on one of the corners
Yeah.
that they could utilise.
There's also,
Is that residential?
there's also a piece of no man's land in Greenwood Place. About, I think it's about 5 properties down on the right-hand side, and then you get this patch of land. I think they couldn't build on that because there was a pipeline or something.
Yeah.
The pipeline.
Yeah, so there's quite a big piece of land that's not developed. So why aren't they using that? Which is on
Well, there's also the frontage along Southlands, isn't there? That between the service road and the clay road.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
That's a long
Yeah.
stretch, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. It is.
Well, why don't we just object to it if we're not happy with it? And then
Well, it's going to impact on the wreck, isn't it?
Well, there
Yeah.
was the-
Yeah.
well, I think it's going to be a danger to,
Yeah.
I think you can put it down as a danger to people. You get kids on their bikes or skateboards or what you
Yeah.
call them, running around there, and you've got lorries or whatever coming in and out there all the time. I think it's going to be a danger to children.
They must have considered that when they put this proposal forward.
We think it thought so, but
I mean,
Yeah,
can
I mean,
you
it's
suggest that they use that triangle, which they used previously?
Yeah, didn't
I don't know
Luke
whether
say
that's-
anything about this at the last highways meeting?
I weren't at the last one, but I don't think so. This has come from a different department.
Yes, as Luke said.
if we remove our Lego blocks, how
Yeah,
are we going to
if
be?
you take those
sure
away,
I think that is quite a valid point.
there's
that
security,
They would need to provide
security,
Yeah, they
and it's just not on.
We've just had
Sorry.
had problems in other parts of the
Yeah.
county with travellers again, so
Yeah.
we've got to be aware of that,
So,
especially at this time of year.
I mean, from the point of view of the action that we need to take on this item, they're expecting us as a committee to, or they're hoping that we, this committee would say, yes, we've got no problem with it. But John's right, it's not necessarily entirely our responsibility to make a decision.
There's at least
Yeah.
one councillor I know
Yeah.
who would have strong.
And I think we have got valid reasons. I think the security is a big one. If it's going to be open and there's no security to stop.
That'll impact on our bookings we've got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's two things there. I mean, should we respond to this as a committee, or should we?
If you respond as a committee, I can send that to everybody
Yeah.
and say.
Yeah,
Right.
can you?
So
Yeah, of course,
endorse it?
time is a factor
Right.
here, isn't it? as
Okay.
well?
And
We-
ratify it.
Yeah.
So the two things or the 3 points that we would make is that if we allow this to go ahead, it will impact on the security
Yeah.
Of
Of the site,
of
yeah.
the site, and particularly with potential travellers coming on there, which they have done. It will also impact on the events that are planned
Yeah.
and the use of the
I think it's health and safety of people using it.
Put safety
yeah,
at the top
yeah.
of the objections to it, like Paul said.
And we're aware that there are other possibly
Yeah.
better sites for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And should we mention those?
Mention Southlands,
Yeah,
because that's quite a big strip, isn't it,
yeah,
along
Yeah,
there?
but
And it's not very far further round.
I think the problem where they were before,
You-
on
You've got that,
triangle.
you've got that big triangle on one side, then you've got the bit in front of Dennis's Field, which is on the
Yeah.
Klein Road Junction corner
Yeah.
as well. There's 2 or 3,
yeah.
all right, might not all be
And
connected,
there
but
is one down, as I said, that if you go down Greenhoe, it's all still called Greenhoe for some reason, but the first junction, it's a
Yeah.
big, huge
So,
yeah,
so
junction.
should we specify these or just
Yeah,
say that there are 3 or 4 other
Yeah,
nearby sites?
yeah, they don't do enough. They've just looked at Google
Yeah.
Earth and
Yeah.
thought, oh, that's
Once we object though, Les, that's not our problem for them to find a site, is it?
no.
No, but we don't want to, we wouldn't want to give the impression that we don't want to be helpful.
no.
Because I think we have to,
Oh, we've got to contact them, but.
Yeah, exactly, but
I think,
yeah.
I think point them in the right direction of
Yeah.
where we think also
Okay.
can.
so, that you've got the wording there sufficiently, so that will go around to other councillors. That's our recommendation.
Yeah.
That we think that
Yeah.
there are other alternative sites.
It's a majority.
We're not saying we object.
Okay.
You can say there's other sites within the ownership of council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
absolutely right, isn't it?
Right, okay, then we're on to 13726. Consider update from the Solar Alliance meeting and consider creating a traffic plan to mitigate the large volumes of additional construction
Yeah.
traffic that will be generated. My immediate thought to this was, yes, there should be a traffic
I mean,
plan,
they
but
should do it.
they should.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Quite definitely.
our comment should be that we want
We went to the Solar Alliance meeting, didn't we, a week or so ago? And all the villages are saying they don't want the traffic coming through their villages, and where they're going to push them to, coming through the Swaffham. Yeah, you know, it's one or the other. So I turned around and said to them, well, we don't want them all coming through Swaffham either. You know, or 1065, that'd be shocker.
There will, I mean, that, because of the droves and the other one, they're
Yeah.
gonna have to come through. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the other solar farms are gonna affect the other villages, but they're gonna, when
Yeah.
construction.
But if
We need to try and mitigate or make sure they
Yeah.
mitigate for when the traffic comes through and put time.
I
Yeah.
think they should divert and do a roof for coming off the A47 to these villages, like Castlake and Pickenhams and that sort of, Nashville.
But do you think that we should be putting forward a plan that we've?
No.
No,
No,
we can't put a plan,
Yeah.
but we
Need to
want to
comment.
put an
We need
objection.
to comment on their plan because we need to be ready to try and mitigate whatever
Yeah.
comes. But
So-
normally they're fairly good at that, I think. because-
Yeah. Yeah,
They must have done it, traffic.
Not yet.
no.
They haven't.
So what do we do as an action on this item now?
I think we should say that the 1065 coming through Swaffham is very heavy traffic now without all this, and with this additional traffic, it's going to virtually come to a standstill.
But who are we going to send this to?
Yeah. The inspectorate. I'm going to the meeting on the 6th for the inspectorate to look at this anyway. So I'm going to say a few things about it there if I get a chance.
So who put this forward?
I did.
You
to
did,
the meeting, yeah.
right.
Because
So
that
who
was
did
what-
you
that was-
intend to send it to?
Swaffham Town Council.
Right.
We need to be aware that there's going to be a significant increase in traffic,
Yeah,
and we're key stakeholders.
Yeah.
So we're quite influential. And if we're concerned about the levels of traffic,
Yeah.
then we need to make representation to the traffic, to the planning inspectorate. Because
Yeah.
they are quite amenable to concerns that we might.
but will they not say, you need to wait to see the evidence from,
Yeah, we do need to see that first.
Yeah.
We have concerns.
You've got to get in now, otherwise
They're not
it'd
giving
be too late.
they've got to bring it forward. So what we want
we
is
need to-
the applicants to bring forward their traffic plans
Not-
at the earliest.
We need
Fine.
to say, we need to flag over, we've actually got concerns about the additional
Yeah.
traffic that's going to be coming through, because we've got concerns about it as it is at the moment, haven't we? So.
So is this an action to be done at the meeting, the inspectorate?
It has to come from full
No,
council.
put it through from the full council. I'm
Right.
going to represent, I'm not representing the council, I'm going representing myself.
Right,
So
so,
I'm not, I haven't got authority from the council to represent the council, so I'm going there as
Right.
as myself.
so we need to send